All right, let's see if we're live. Go to. Yeah, we're live. All righty, let's do this. Let's do it. Let's do it. We don't even have an intro anymore. You know that?
Do we have the music?
We do, but I'm not going to play it. It's a little headbanging kind of music. I don't know if we should do that.
We play the Carpenters?
Yeah, we could play a little bit of the Carpenters, maybe.
I don't think that's fitting for this show.
No, probably not.
Followed up by like a Domino's commercial.
No.
All right.
We support local, Chris.
Yeah, we support Loco, not Domino's.
LOCO.
Yeah, LOCO. All right, so let's get into it. So yeah, eventually, we'll have all that stuff, and we'll have like this big grand intro, I guess, like we used to have.
It's hot.
But okay, we're live. You know that. Okay. All right. It's like having a squirrel in here. He's gonna watch TV. You see what he did? He's like, she's hot. Oh, she is hot. Oh man, sorry, Chris.
Apparently, it's a female squirrel.
Oh my God! Hold on. Can I say where you are? Oh my God! Good Lord! All right. So hey, this is Dave, Dropkick Dave. We've got the Nick in the studio. We got
How you doing?
Christopher Fry Esquire. He's in the studio, and we got a bunch to talk about tonight. Right? Friday night.
He's
We're-
in the studio-ish.
So listen, we're early. We're
Ish.
early tonight. A little bit early, which isn't bad. Which is actually, oh, you know what? Let me share this. Which is actually better for us. Just because I can get out of here.
Happy hour.
Yeah, happy hour. So I can get on out of here and move on with my evening.
It's not a 15-hour day.
It's not a 15-hour day. Well, I'm still got to put the work in, my friend. So it doesn't matter what.
No,
is
it's
that
just-
coffee good? I didn't bring my coffee.
It
in.
smells good.
Listen,
Damn it.
I haven't tried it, but smell.
What is that?
Caramel.
Oh, caramel. Is it caramel or caramel?
Potato.
Yeah, I guess it's where
I feel weird when I say caramel.
Caramel.
you do.
Yeah,
Caramel.
Are we on
Gotta
Facebook?
roll the
Are we on
R.
Facebook
I got you.
live?
Yeah.
Do you? Or we're live. Oh, you know what? I'm looking on the wrong Facebook.
Well, that doesn't help.
Yeah, it's I'm exhausted. I mean, it is what it is. So we got Fox News behind us, or if you're a liberal, it's CNN. I don't know what to tell
Well,
you.
we got Trump and Biden.
Yeah,
So
we got Trump and Biden.
What does
Yeah.
it matter?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one. Yeah, what did they say about Biden yesterday?
Oh
Oh my God.
what was it? A vote for Biden is like shitting your pants and changing your
Yeah.
shirt.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah,
I just read the meme. I didn't.
And then that
those
picture-
aren't necessarily my political beliefs.
The photo
Yeah, exactly.
of his head in the basement sticking up like.
Well, they've got some great ones.
Oh,
I saw
gosh.
one of Trump, and he was shrunken down, and he had a birthday hat on, like he was a kid, and there was like everybody was walking behind him were adults.
yeah. I'm actually voting for Tupac.
Yeah,
Oh, who's it? Kanye, right? Isn't
Yeah, it's Kanye.
Yeah.
Same thing.
no, I'm still voting for Tupac.
Yeah, I'm still voting for Tupac.
Tupac gets my vote every time.
All right, so good. So let's move on. Let's get going with the show.
Welcome to the show.
We're early tonight. It's usually we're on at 7, but we came on at 6 tonight, and but usually we'll be on at 7 o'clock. So let's talk first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about the Consult app, but there's some things up here we want to talk about. And I'm going to let you guys kind of like break into this since I can't read your tiny writing. So I'm
All right. So, first topic, the other day we spoke about the mandate or having to go back to school and get a school plan, and pretty much the day after that went into effect, teachers as well as parents were protesting
Yes.
going back to school. So
Now there's that's led into a debate now where they're claiming that the scientists should be really the leaders of making those decisions as to whether or not children and elderly should be permitted to go back to their groups and schools. And
Yeah,
stuff.
well, part of what they said about first of all they said was, look, you got to have a plan. And part of that plan was a 3-part plan. Going to school with full contact, going to school with part contact, and doing, in a way,
the virtual.
virtual school anyway. So it wasn't like it was you're showing up and you're going to do it. But again, here we are.
Yeah.
Everybody's protesting, and it's, I don't know. It's just,
It's a perpetual no-win situation.
Well, what are you supposed to do? Sit around and say you have no plan? What if their plan was, look, we
Right.
take the first 9 weeks, we do it virtual. After that, we're going to ease into it, which, by the way, should be flu season, and then they're going to go back to not doing it. But anyway,
I don't even know what to say. I don't. I'm really, to be honest with you, I'm just like sick of thinking about.
It's
the whole
honestly
COVID thing.
like mind-boggling
Yeah.
because
listening to all this COVID stuff and everything, it almost makes you wish you would have got it and just like had to, be
you did.
hospitalized because it would have been a lot easier.
you did and you were.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, but it's been just come on, man.
Well, we
I'm
spoke
just so
about
sick
this
of
today.
shit.
Outside of a war, have you seen any other narrative that has lasted this long?
No.
no.
I mean,
Here we are, reopening schools.
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's one of those things where I just I understand you have the right to be upset or whatever, but there hasn't even been any word on what the plan is yet. So
Well,
I mean, isn't it kind of akin to the old argument about secondhand smoke? Like
it almost has something. People have to be upset with something or complain about something, or they don't feel like they belong.
yeah,
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
it really seems like it's.
I mean,
it's
it's
going
like
to that.
most,
Like
even most people, it's like they love the drama, and it's like they soak the drama up because they have something to talk about.
Right.
They
It
have
gives
something to
them-
gossip about.
like their cause,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they've got nothing else going on in
Right.
their life. So
Right.
I've now got a cause.
Yeah, I've
and
got a
I-
cause, and it's
How many people do you see on social media? Which, by the way, I haven't been going on and participating in it really, other than sharing the show. Is pretty much the only time I'm on Facebook. But everything is just going sideways, and you see everything's politicized, and it's becoming to where pretty much everything that happens is politicized.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, my God,
And it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
just election season anymore. It's all the time.
Right.
Right.
It's all the time.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's not just when you think it would start getting a little bit better. Anyway, it's not. It seems to get crazier and crazier.
Like we said, how long has this narrative been going on?
You're right.
Yeah.
And
this guy, I saw a video today about a
It's
gentleman
falling.
that actually was like, hey, my son died of COVID, but it wasn't how you thought he died of COVID. He literally committed suicide because he felt trapped and he felt, he was going through depression and
Inside.
he killed himself. So, all you people,
was that New York?
I don't know where it was. I watched a video. It was kind of like emotional. I
Okay.
actually watched it. The guy was crying. It was a bad
Yeah.
bad deal. I didn't, but yeah, he died of COVID because he was depressed and they stuck, he had to stay home and he couldn't do this and he couldn't do that and he ended up killing himself. Depression's crazy in this country.
Well, I was also going to add to that is, they're not going to have any stats about suicides post COVID or what this will do for people in like
Right.
killing the economy, right? Like the depression,
Right.
the bankruptcy,
Right.
the divorce, and the drug addiction, the alcoholism.
Oh, yeah.
How many deaths?
it'll come out.
How many deaths will contribute? Well, but will they contribute that to like it being a COVID related death?
knows?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Let's just get off the COVID subject, man. I'm really it's getting old and it's going to go on and on and on and on. And I know a lot of this probably stuff has to do with COVID because it's such a big topic right now. But really, I'm just and really it's going to benefit our company because we're the Consult app is completely you can use it completely remote or whatever. But it's I'm like just fed up with the COVID thing. I
Yes.
mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other people that are out there that are just fed up with COVID too. It's like being shoved in our face. The news just came out, 11,500 new COVID case, WFTV. Worst fucking, excuse
Right.
my language, worst station on the frickin' planet, the most liberal station on the planet. They came out with that, just shy of a record.
Right.
It's like, let's just like scare the shit out of as many people as we can because the more we do that, the more they'll watch us. And all those people should be ashamed of themselves. There's a special place in hell for everybody that's in the media. It just is what it is. So let's move on. Let's go to, can we go to the Patrick Holmes contract?
I want to just give you a little bad news today. Brooks Brothers filed for bankruptcy here in the last
That's
couple
not bad
of days.
news. I'm sick and tired of Brooks Brothers.
They were saying, they were the unofficial Taylor of Wall Street, and they've been
Yeah.
around like a couple hundred years. And
Yeah.
you know what happens? They start making skinny clothes.
Oh, yeah. Well,
That's
yeah.
why they went bankrupt.
Slim fit. I went into first of all, that's all I used to wear is Brooks Brothers. That's just, it is
Same
what it
here.
is. The shirts, just everything was fantastic. It was, it lasts you forever. I had Brooks Brothers shirts that literally lasted 6 or 7 years.
Oh, yeah.
That they started getting holes in them because I would wear them so much. So, in their suits, just everything about Brooks Brothers, I love. We were in New York. We saw the Brooks Brothers store.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge. But I would go into a store and everything was like slim fit. It's like, and obviously
Everything.
I was a little heftier than back then, and I would put a shirt on, and it was like, come on, man. I mean, I get it. I understand.
Well,
it's kind of
and-
like the new fashion, but we're portly. Well,
the
I was
guys that
portly,
can
but-
afford that
Well, not
aren't
e-
built like that.
Right,
Not even-
exactly.
Not even
Yeah.
portly, but even
The executive
there
body.
are just people who are
Robust.
large frames.
Well, yeah,
robust.
Right, they don't want to wear something that's tight on their skin, man. I don't like that unless it's like a G-string or something. I love it, but I
Right.
mean, if
And
it's,
that not on me.
yeah, yeah. But I don't like that. So bad taste in my mouth, whatever. I just moved on from Brooks Brothers, and
I got my tie pants.
yeah,
I got
I
my
found
tie
another.
pants on.
Actually, in
Heart
the
Shaker
last-
Marks have custom suits, custom
Yeah.
custom jackets made.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
In the
They
last
fit here.
year, there was a Brooks Brothers store in Hyde Park in Tampa, and I bought 2 shirts, dress shirts, because, like you said, I was a lawyer. Brooks Brothers was always a great brand, and both shirts, just from moving around, I got tears across the elbow.
Made in
Because, like you
Bangladesh.
said,
Right.
they don't make them.
Right.
It was like too tight on my arms,
Yeah.
and I'm like, an 17 and a half, 18-inch neck. There should be some room in the shirt.
Yeah, well, they make them differently now, but it's just it's a shame. It's a shame that a company that was around for that long is going down.
Right.
Like
Let me tell you
Sears.
something.
Sears hurt.
So Joe just texted me, our head developer, our guy, head of operations in our development. Okay, he just texted me. He submitted the Apple update and the new Apple iPad update and all the updates and everything at 4:00, and he says it's already been approved and it's ready to go.
Really?
Awesome.
Apple, yeah. So so at 4:00. So
Hour
what is
and
that?
10 minutes.
Yeah, 4. It's 6.
4.
So let's
Okay,
let's
right.
try it again.
Wrong time zone.
2
folks.
hours and 10 minutes.
2
But
hours
anyway,
and 10 minutes.
But anyway, that's
he's a
how
math
quick it
lawyer.
was, and I can't get Google to get our to get it up. So something's I don't know, something's up, something's fishy. But that's pretty incredible that it
It's
happened
been, what,
that
a
fast.
month?
It's been over a month that we've been approved, and that it's waiting to go up in the store. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is, but we're gonna figure it out. It has to be,
We're going
Um,
to talk about that $500 million contract from Patrick Mahomes.
$500 million.
$500 million. It was the largest contract ever signed by an athlete.
Yep.
That's impressive. Now, good for him. I'm glad.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
He's a great kid, whatever. But I mean, $500 million. I don't know, man. I mean, but let me tell you what he's going to do, because he's a smart kid and he's a good kid. He's going to donate a ton. I mean, he's not going. He is not going to waste it. He's not going to be an Allen Iverson. Okay,
Right.
He's going to put great use to that money, and he's going to try to help as many people as possible. I know that. So whether they gave him, $200 million or $500 million, he's going to spend a tremendous amount of the money helping people. So
Like
it
a
is what
Warwick
it is.
Dunn. He's
Yeah.
got that type of.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man,
he's
just a
got
great kid.
mentality.
Yeah. I read a little article about him, and he contributed 2 reasons for taking the long-term contract versus a shorter-term contract.
Right.
He said his dad and his godfather were both professional athletes, and he said that they watched guys that had taken the shorter contracts up front didn't have that security for life.
Right.
And he said, look, take the money. You can concentrate on your career. You don't have to worry about negotiating or any of that stuff. And then just enjoy your career and worry about playing.
Right.
And then
Well,
he
listen,
did
these
say that
owners-
he was going to do a lot for charity and stuff as well.
Let me tell you, these owners are full of shit. Let's be honest. He gets hurt his second year. They're going to find every way to get out of that contract and throw this kid to the frickin' wolves. I mean, come
yeah.
on.
Oh, yeah,
I
well-
don't believe a damn thing any of these NFL owners, and especially Goodell, or what's his name, Godell. I call him Kotex, but anyway, Goodell. Anything he has to say, I don't believe a word he says. NFL, I'm not watching it this year anyway. I'm done with it. I could give a shit.
College
All I care,
ball is where
college
it's at.
football's coming out, and that's what I care about. I don't
Yeah,
give a shit.
that's
about
the
it.
best thing.
Remember Derek Brooks? I mean, one of the finest people, right? I mean, he did
Yeah.
a ton. All he wanted was one more year to get his 15 in, and the Bucks wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah,
And this guy gave his life to
you
the
root
team.
for the Bucks, by the way.
Right.
I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yes.
Well, if people don't know this,
Well, I rooted for
Chris-
Derek because he was a friend of my brother's.
Sure.
Chris is now his daughter. Can we say her name on the air? Daria
Sure.
is actually a Tampa Bay Bucks cheerleader.
Yes.
Virtual cheerleader.
Virtual cheerleader now until it
Virtual
starts.
yes.
But I'm waiting for Bucks cheerleader pictures from all the
Yeah.
Bucks and stuff. Maybe hang some posters or something.
I think they need to come into the studio and do us a little cheer one night.
Listen, it sounds like a great idea.
we'll
to me.
have a Bucks cheerleader party.
Absolutely.
No,
Yeah,
we're going to have a
yeah.
consult
is-
cheerleader party where they're here to support consult.
Right.
We'll put them in consult.
Yeah, blue pom-poms.
Blue ball poms. Yeah. Bomb poms. Whatever. So, that's pretty awesome. Congratulations on that. And I'm very happy for you. She was over at the house the other day, and I said hi to her. She's I remember when I haven't seen her. I remember
Right.
when she was a baby. I mean,
Yeah.
I hadn't seen her, and I saw her, and I'm like, holy crap.
Isn't it weird that they have to wear their cheerleader outfits everywhere?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Going to the
Doesn't
grocery
it,
store. or
is that the
whatever.
only one you got? You were just
Yeah.
wearing that yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So,
It's crazy how kids grow up, huh?
yeah, it's wow. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been
Well, the cool thing was there were, I believe, close to 1,000 girls who went out or tried out, and obviously there were a lot of more senior cheerleaders who
Like
were there.
older?
Yeah, old. Well, 2+ years on the team.
pre-Snapdragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever's not snapped is dragon.
When an
Right.
older cheerleader is
Yeah.
like 27.
Oh my god!
So there were only a handful of rookies that were taken out of that group, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm proud daddy.
Yeah.
Does Tampa Bay have male cheerleaders?
Them, I'm a
They
proud.
do. They had two that they
Listen, I'm a proud daddy's friend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, man. I think that's pretty cool.
I would wear a Tampa Bay shirt under another shirt if I was watching the game.
Can I be
Okay.
honest? I just it's been years. I mean, look, I'm a Bears fan, I'm a Raiders fan. It's
love
been
Raiders.
years.
I always have.
It's been years that I really haven't got into the NFL, man.
I can't watch it really. I'm like,
Yeah, it's been years.
Even the Super
man,
Bowl.
before. Yeah, it's boring. I mean, it's the same old thing over and over and over. I mean,
I don't like how
it's,
they've been officiating the games for me. It's been about 6 or 7 years where I've seen some things. When the New Orleans Saints guy they didn't
Robbed.
call that. I
Yeah, by the
mean, dude,
Rams.
blatant
Yeah.
no call by the refs. And you're like, okay, well, you look at you want a bigger market team versus a smaller market team. You
Right.
think that happened on accident?
No.
I think not. I mean, you follow the money. And he and I,
Right.
if there's a game on, we'll look at the spread and go, hey, what do you
Yeah.
think the odds are
Yeah.
that this is going to happen? And
Vegas runs shit.
It's
dude.
crazy.
especially professional football. Vegas runs
Right.
all that shit anyway. So
And-
it is what it is.
Like you said, with the big contracts and stuff. Look at the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl when I was growing up was like
It used to be serious, man.
Oh,
they would
you'd-
go
you'd
play,
wait-
man.
you'd
in
wait for
Hawaii,
it.
Yeah. And
now none of the premier players will even step
Right.
foot on a field because they're afraid of injuries because they got these clauses in their contract, and so
It's basically the NFL's 3-point contest.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Well, look at all the All-Star games and everything now. It's like, you guys know I'm a huge NBA fan. I'm a huge basketball fan. I'm a huge NBA. Love the NBA, man. That's really like my fix when football's not around. Is the NBA. I don't watch baseball. It's the NBA and football, college football mostly. But even the NBA, dude, these overpriced babies. I mean, it's.
I'll tell you,
Dude.
we went to the 4 games this past year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, we went there and we went to some Nets games.
Yeah,
I mean, we
yeah.
like bounced around and watched the games.
we had a blast.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, that watching modern basketball, because I haven't been to a game. I've had
Right.
offers to go and I've
Right.
declined it. But watching modern basketball, pro basketball, and then watching the Chicago Bulls series, what was it called? The 30 for 30 on the Michael
Right.
Jordan
Right.
season. All those old clips
Right.
of how the guys used to pass
Right.
and
Oh, it's
play,
different.
and not just the
Yeah.
Bulls, but everybody.
It's,
right? It was a
Right.
completely different league back then.
Yeah, it's completely
amazing
different.
how it's.
Yeah, I agree.
We watching. What's his name for the Orlando Magic? The French gentleman that doesn't follow his shots. He
Oh,
goes. Dave's like, watch this guy. He never follows his shots. That was the first
Yeah.
game we saw. We went in 3 other games. Never does he follow his shots.
Yeah,
it's like
just there are no more skill. It's not. I mean, you can shoot and you can do whatever, but there's no more team basketball anymore. It's out the door.
the
it's
way
all about
Rodman used to
3-pointers and
rebound
shit. Yeah. So it's made me mad. I still love playing it. Hopefully my knee will heal. Hopefully they'll put the rims back. I guess that's first. Put the rims back up on the basketball court.
all the
And
parks,
then,
the rims
Well, your
are up.
shot
so I could
percentage has
play.
gone up since they took the
man.
rims down.
Yeah, I went out there
I haven't
the other
missed
day.
I haven't missed a shot yet.
I went out there the other day. I'm like shooting 100%.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
So, but yeah, put the rims back up anyway, so we can get some exercise for
Hey,
Christ's
can we
sakes.
bring out a basket out there?
Yeah,
Go
just
old
tape,
school?
old school, tape,
peach basket.
Yeah, tape. A peach basket. That's how it started. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But even that's getting old now. Professional sports are really like draining me. College is still college, but I'm
Ish.
just waiting for that to like. It's big money now. What is it? $1 billion? I mean, $2 billion
Oh,
a year.
yeah.
I mean, so
And now, which was one of the issues that we were going to discuss with the image and likeness
right.
issue.
That's going to change the face of
That's
sports, man.
That is just absolutely crazy. Why don't we get into that? I mean, we talk sports. We love sports. Let's get into the image. That's what we were going to talk about, right?
Well, here's some things as well. Is first of all, it's a year away. Okay, when they're going to implement this.
Right.
It's not in every state, which is going to be crazy.
How is that gonna
Which is
happen?
going to
I
it's
don't
up to
know.
the states, right?
right.
So, I believe Texas is coming along. California's on
California.
board. Florida's on board. But dude, think about if you're an Ohio State recruiter, or you're a Michigan recruiter, or you're a Notre Dame recruiter.
Well, yeah,
okay?
the states that are paying are the states where the kids are going to go play, man.
Oh,
Really.
yeah.
Well, that's dude. If you're a blue chip,
Yeah.
are you going to go where you're not going to get paid?
Well, unless it's Alabama, knowing you're going to get paid later after you like get drafted into the NFL.
How much you want to bet Alabama comes along on that?
Oh, of course they are.
I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know as well as I do that,
Oh, yeah.
dude. Auburn and
Yeah.
all they got to say is,
Yeah.
look, we need to vote for this, and
Right.
with the following
Right.
for both of those schools in that state,
just their alumni
yeah.
association will go vote it in.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean. So,
But-
it's interesting. I mean, just everything's changing in sports. I mean, this is the reason we got when we originally started our main show
Sure.
that we did. We were sports fanatics. I mean, it was all about sports. We were doing sports shows, and then and just we would start watching sports and looking at how things were like transpiring. And it was just like
Disgusting.
It just put a bad taste in your mouth. I didn't even like talking about it anymore, man. It was, although I still enjoy it, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah.
Sports really was the first reality TV show, right?
Right.
I mean,
right.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Definitely.
I mean, it was a way to escape from everything.
Right.
Now
Right.
it's you watch sports and everything is within the sport, right? It's all the narrative of the game is all about the political environment, right? And it's like, come on, man, let's just play.
Yeah.
yes.
Getting back to this likeness thing, another issue is now kids that are in college will be allowed to have agents to negotiate said money deals.
How is
And
that?
kids in high school.
And also there's talk about the kids in high school being allowed to be paid for their likeness. And then here's some other issues. Let's say that you're a high school kid and you're going to college and you're sponsored by Adidas, right?
Right.
And you're going to a Nike school. How is that going to affect
Right.
said contract?
Right.
And then also entering into a contract with a minor and him transitioning into an adult. There's all these things. And then,
Right. I mean, in many states, juveniles, which they would be considered,
Right.
they're under 18, they can't legally sign contracts.
right.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of issues that are behind the scenes that the public is not really aware of.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing is like in regards to like basketball, you know how Nike used to do the camps and they pretty much had the lock on the athletes, right, with that summer Nike camp
Oh,
and how
yeah.
that one guy that was
Yeah.
influential in bringing Nike
Right.
to all the kids, right? I think that the high schools and this happening with the likeness thing, the high schools like McDonald's is the high school kids, right?
Yeah.
McDonald's up.
Yeah.
Imagine that, right?
Mhm.
Imagine
Yeah.
all those kids now, are they essentially going to be sponsored by McDonald's?
Right.
Right. And what are there going to be caps on what they're allowed to be paid? And
Well,
it's
and
crazy.
And not only that, but a issue that's akin to that is there's going to be infighting about when a player, say, develops in college, who gets the money on a contract, because there's going to be debates over, hey, you're playing for our university.
Right.
You made your name wearing our jersey, that number, and our helmet.
We get a cut.
So what's our cut?
Yeah.
This
It's all
is
about
gonna
money,
be-
isn't it?
Well, it's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
There's
not
gonna-
only this, but if you're an offensive lineman and you're blocking for an All-American, right, at a huge university, and he's rolling up in his Benz, right, or his new SUV, and you're in your dad's,
Beat up pickup truck.
Exactly.
right? How's that going to go over?
I don't know. I guess there's going to be some gunshots.
That's good.
Maybe
I don't
some
know.
lookout blocks. I
I'm
mean,
glad-
it's going to change.
Yeah.
It's going to change the complete
Right.
face of the sport. And then what happens when it's just going to be crazy, man. It's going to.
Well,
there's
this
gonna
tells
be
you
so
how
many-
powerful the shoe companies are, right?
Oh,
It tells you how
yeah.
powerful and how much influence they have. It's all about money. They have money, and high schools need money. Colleges need money. People want money, 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 money. And so it's they have a lot of influence. Right? Money's power.
Oh yeah.
So and
protein
that's-
drinks, or
yeah.
are they going to let kids in college be sponsored by an alcohol company,
Right.
or a casino,
Right.
or
Marlboro.
Right.
or cigarette or tobacco,
Right.
Yeah,
right? Or vape,
Right.
Because certainly there's going to be some money behind
Christ,
that.
yeah.
It could be. It could be crazy what's going to happen. And here's the thing: reading on it, they don't have it all ironed out. We got less than it's going to go in July next year is when they're going to start doing this, 2021, and
Yeah.
it's crazy to me that they don't have that ironed out. And the sub, does the college get a stipend for the other kids, where like a percentage of what said star athlete is going to get does some of it go dispersed to the other players?
I got a headache just thinking about it.
Yeah, there's tons of issues.
I mean-
and think about the family issues.
I don't
Right?
even wanna
Let's
think about
say
the
all of
family.
a sudden
is mom
dad-
hot? Is the mom really, really pretty? And does that, influence Nike to come to them first? I mean, hey, there's all kinds of issues.
Or if they're
Family issues.
if they're
Is mom
acting,
serving lasagna? Hey, man, Adidas is coming because hey, the rep for Adidas loves lasagna. So, sister's really hot.
Yeah.
She's 18. She's going into college.
It
She's
could be
smoking
crazy.
hot.
It could be crazy.
Whatever. It's just I don't. It gives me a headache, man.
It's like the Wild West.
right.
It
Oh,
really
yeah.
is. It's
Right.
going to really
Yeah.
change the face
Yeah.
of
It's crazy.
of college.
but if you
athletics.
sign with us, your sister who's really hot and has a 300 SAT score, she can come to school too.
Yeah. We'll bring her along, man.
Bring her along.
Yeah. We'll have her working in
We'll
the
put her in
bookstore.
criminology.
Yeah. Or what's the other one? Communication.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's asinine. Obviously, we have an opinion on that. In my opinion, it's asinine. So pretty much every opinion I have is asinine. So we'll just leave it at that. So Hughes, Hubbard, and Reed. What the hell is going on with this company where they took the PPP money?
Yeah,
and
law
they-
firm.
And they
So
huge law firm, obviously, right?
yeah, they're a large law firm. It sounds okay. So they got the money, and they were one of the 100 law firms, big law firms, that tried to keep everybody on board full time without any layoffs.
Right.
To their credit, unfortunately, we're 90 days into them having said money,
Right.
and that it's gone.
So can we blame them or not?
It's just like one of those things where you look at the story and you're like, well, here's what happened. Here's
Right.
what they tried to do.
Right.
And here's where they are now,
Right.
and now they're finally having to cut and lay off.
Maybe you should have
people.
gave them an extra $3 million that you gave Kanye West, and gave it to them, and then they would have been able to pay their employees for another few months.
Yeah,
Right.
it's one of those things where you have
Yeah.
a company.
Well, the small businesses go out of business.
Right.
When they were the ones who were supposed to get the money to
PPP
begin
money.
with.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
look, we're really starting to see the ripples now, right?
Businesses are like dying left and right, man.
Oof.
So bad news. Bars still aren't open, are they? Bars?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, so if you own a bar and all you serve is liquor, you're
You're
doomed.
dumb. Yeah, you're done.
You're
You're shut
doomed.
down.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, you're doomed.
And they're not even letting them do any sort of carry out.
Yeah, you're doomed.
So
Right.
And what's the end game with that?
Oh, just to ruin the economy. I mean, that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to scout the economy. So all this will go away. We know this will all go away. November 3rd, right? So November 4th, COVID's gone. Everything's
Happy hour.
gone. And we're like, oh my
Going to the
God.
beach.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do. Hey, we made a mistake with the mask. Hey, take the masks off. Whatever.
Well, the testing really didn't mean much.
Yeah. You know what? We made a mistake. It's just the flu.
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID's just a strain of the flu. Damn,
Guys,
sorry.
I read the wrong cue card.
Yeah.
It's my fault. I'm getting a new prescription.
Yeah. So crazy.
They'll
So
be the corporate patsies.
Yeah.
My bad.
So
Yeah.
Harvard. So we talked a little bit about ICE last night,
Yes.
right? And how kind of ridiculous it was that these Harvard and MIT and these students that were from other countries were students at these schools. And I said, hey, look, if you're not in school full time, walking in full time, we're going to deport you and you're going back. We at first I was like, but then I'm like, wait a minute, that's
Well-
stupid. And now, what's happening now?
Well, part of it is, first of all, there's no warning and there's no plan for them to make arrangements, right? It's not at those schools.
Right.
It's not like you're going to go to another Ivy League
Oh, exactly.
school.
Yeah, I'm going to go to
And
UCF.
you're dealing
I'm leaving
with-
Harvard to transfer
Yeah,
to UCF.
exactly.
Yeah. So when you get the call, they're making the call a month before the semester starts.
Right.
I just don't understand how you could do that. So it's not fair.
You guys know that UCF are national champions.
Yes.
No.
Football
No, they're not.
2017. Oh, okay.
Sorry, wrong narrative,
Yeah.
wrong guy.
But yeah, go ahead. Explain. I'm sorry. I
No,
interrupted
it's
you.
just
That's what I do.
it's like these kids don't have. First of all, from a healthcare perspective, sending them back to maybe a
Third world.
third world country or a country that has different health system than we have and what they're being provided for here.
Right.
It could be a health risk for them. How is that going to affect their living arrangements? Like, let's say they're in an apartment complex. Are they going to ruin their credit because they got to
Right.
leave the lease because they're getting kicked out of the country?
I don't even. Yeah, I don't even. I mean, look.
There's a lot of things.
So Harvard and MIT, they filed a federal lawsuit.
Yes.
Okay, so they're suing to protect their students.
yeah,
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is admirable as far as I'm concerned.
Sure.
I mean, they obviously said this is ridiculous. We're going to sue, and it'll probably just get pushed off until they open these schools. I think the schools are going to start opening back up in fall. So it could be just a time delay. Hey, look, as long as we file in federal court, federal judge is going to say, hey, cease and desist. Let's hold off until this goes to the court, and then we'll make a decision after that. But by that time that happens, it could take a year for that to happen. And until that happens,
Maybe a
they'll
moot
be back
point.
in school.
Yeah.
They'll be back in school again, and everything will be
So,
hunky-dory.
some immigration attorneys, which I've read through some outlets, are saying that it's because of the Trump being tough on immigration, and this is all part of it.
Well,
And I
look, there's nothing wrong with being tough on immigration, but I don't. Look, everybody can blame somebody else, right? I mean, it's easier. I mean, that's our first instinct is, when we see a story and we don't like it, we're obviously going to blame people that we don't like. I
Right.
mean, so, and we do it too. I mean, everybody does it. So, I think it's, until we really dive deep into the facts,
yeah.
we
this
don't know.
It's a
you know what I mean?
this is like a news story.
Yeah.
It's like what's,
it's like
what's
you don't even
popping
know what to believe. It's
right
like
now.
it's like Facebook. You look at Facebook and even the media. You start watching this stuff and you go,
Wait a
I wonder
minute.
if that's even real.
Yeah.
That's horrible. It didn't used to be like
No.
that.
No. No. I mean, like I said, when I was a broadcast major, and I remember I think they called it the 4 C's or 5 C's of broadcasting, and current this and that.
Cleavage.
But-
Cleavage.
I
And
mean,
cleavage.
these
That should be a
these
law firm.
shows now declare themselves to be editorial.
Should be- Hey,
Cleavage,
who's your
cleavage,
attorney?
and more cleavage?
Who's your attorney? Cleavage, and cleavage. yeah. Oh man, we're gonna get sued. Yeah, it's
Cleavage. ICH.
yeah, it's
Cleavage and plumber's crack.
Yeah, it's asinine. Again, there's that word. I don't know. You know why I use that word? My mom and my dad use that word a lot. Asinine. I don't even know what it means. I'm just
Just go with it.
asinine.
Yeah.
Use it wherever you see fit.
I'm going to use it a lot.
Ridiculous.
I like it. It's a cool word, really. Asinine. It rolls right off your tongue.
So here's one while we're talking about Ivy League schools. A Harvard student is gotten 2 firms behind him to start a class action suit, and they're suing for tuition reimbursement from the spring semester.
Oh, that's another big issue. They the schools.
Well, if they didn't go to school and they didn't have a spring semester, it's like buying a pair of shoes that don't fit. You got to take it back. You got to get your money back. So don't you think the school should pay them back for the?
Well, what they're saying is, look, you had online classes. It's not like I went in.
Oh,
they had
gotcha.
online classes, right?
Right.
But
They choose not to
They're-
take them.
they're paying the same. They're paying the
Oh.
same as they would.
Gotcha.
It's
Yeah.
like they made the thing like saying, imagine you buying a top shelf vacuum cleaner and
Right.
then they don't have it, so they sell you the cheaper vacuum cleaner,
Right.
But it's for the same price,
Yeah.
Right.
And they
Kirby.
were saying it's breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and conversion.
It's
Yes.
whatever. I look. Just give them their credits. Wouldn't that be easier?
Well-
Instead of going through a lawsuit, here, you know what? I tell you what. Here's your 30 credits.
Well-
Okay, just leave me alone. We'll start again.
Harvard has the largest endowment, right?
I believe so.
I think they have the largest. But, there's
And even with the state schools, there's now a debate because they're presumably not going to reimburse students for their
housing. I don't think they reimbursed for
and
on-campus
food plans
housing.
and stuff.
Yeah.
They're saying, sorry,
Imagine. So
we don't have the money.
imagine all the lawsuits that are coming after COVID. Can you imagine? Can you even think? I mean, everything from eviction, real estate, bankruptcy. I mean,
Zoom.
just name it. Zoom.
Zoom hearings.
Everything. All the lawsuits that are going to come right after COVID. I'm suing the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to be honest. They have some bread. I mean, if they're giving $500 million, you know what I mean? I'm suing them because Patrick Mahomes looked at me wrong. I'm going to sue. I'm going to just sue somebody.
Yeah.
So it's yep. And we have the Consult app. So if you do want to sue somebody or you want to talk to an attorney,
We can help
just
you
go
with
to
that.
consultlivenow.com and boom, you can download the app and talk to an attorney, local attorney, in about 3 minutes. I timed it. 3 minutes.
I think with the 3 minutes, that's actually signing up.
Yeah, it's
Your
signing
profile
up,
as well.
Signing up the profile, going in, signing up the profile, setting up, boom, going to the list, looking on the map, bouncing around, saying, hey, this guy looks cool. Boom, click it. You're talking to an attorney in 3 minutes.
Yep.
So
And from my end, I had signed up as an attorney, and when you hear the ding and the little drop-down menu,
you don't answer.
from the,
You just let it go.
Yeah, hey.
I just slide it in my drawer in my desk.
And then, exactly. So
But from the time you hit the drop-down menu, it shoots you with the facial recognition. You're on the call within,
Face ID.
I think it was under 30 seconds.
no, it's like 5. I mean, once you get the
five,
call,
yeah.
you press the button. It's
Well,
like
yeah, 27
10
seconds of it
seconds.
was him, the phone ringing, and him not hearing it.
Him looking
Yeah.
for his glasses.
Yeah.
Running from the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's a great tool. I'm excited.
I'll just blame T-Mobile.
yeah, we finished a lot today. We did a lot today in the development office all day today. We got a bunch of everything fixed. Like I said, we did our update and sent it back to Apple at 4:00, and by 6 it was approved and up live. So if you need the new version of the app or whatever,
Right.
just go to the App Store now and just download it or just update the app. It's crazy how fast Apple is working with this. And Google is not. I don't understand the Google thing. Look, just send me
Their reputation, correct, was always
it was
how
backwards.
speedy they were.
It was always backwards. It was always Google would take literally a day, and you would have your app up on the App Store, and Apple could take upwards of a month or 2 months to get it up.
Do you
And-
think Apple's recruiting Google employees?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I all I know is this. Send me an email. Just let me know something. If
Yeah.
you don't
Right.
want,
Yeah.
if you approve me and it's going to take me a year to get my app up on the store, just tell me so I know. If you don't like the colors of my app and you choose not to put it on the store, just tell me. Let me know. Give me something. And Google, the communication there is bad. These are businesses, and we're not the only ones having problems. There are huge companies that are updating their apps. And when I mean huge companies, I mean Hilton, Marriott, and some of these other large companies that have to do app updates like every week. And they're not getting their updates done either. There are merchant companies, some of the biggest merchant companies, and Chase Payment Tech is one of them. They have a mobile app. So Chase Payment Tech, which is one of the largest business merchant services in the country, cannot get their app on. They can get it updated on Android, on Apple, but they can't get it updated on Android. So something's going on. I don't know what it is. They don't give us. They're not very transparent about what's happening. And to say that we're frustrated back in the development office because we've worked so hard to get it done is an understatement. But you got to sit back, and there's nothing that we can do about it.
Right.
It's just a waiting game, and as soon as they're up, and on top of that, once it's up, we already have an update for Android that we have to push. So it's frustrating. Yeah. It's crazy, is what it is.
I mean the
I'm about ready to
technical
fly to
support.
Singapore.
And then if you get online on their customer support line, you sit there for like 4 hours.
Who, Google? Google doesn't even have a customer
Right, you have
support.
to do it by
There's no
email.
customer support line to call Google. nobody answers the phone and says, hello, this is Google. I mean, there is no phone number. You literally, everything is through email through your developer account. So everybody is assigned a developer account, and you have to communicate through that developer account. And it is, we've communicated, and we don't get anything back. And you can go on, they have boards that you can go on and look, and believe me, you have some big companies that are not getting their apps updated. So you talk about lawsuits. Let me tell you, Google, there could be some issues. I mean, when you have large companies like that, they have an obligation to update your app. Your app is on Android. They have an obligation to update it and to make sure that those updates are live. It's part of doing business. You pay them for that. So, and they're not doing their job. So I guarantee we're going to have some other lawsuits. There's going to be a class action or something's going to happen where people are just fed up. Small business owners all the way to big corporations. I'm not getting my updates. I'm livid. You're going to pay for it because I've lost a tremendous amount of revenue because you're not doing what you say you can do. So, so there's going to be lawsuits there. I'm sure too. So, it's crazy. I'm after this COVID thing or Corona or whatever they want to call it, COVID-19, COVID-20, whatever it is. After all this is over with, it is going to rain down upon
litigation.
Yeah, litigation is going to rain down. Absolutely, it's going to be.
And
be
then
crazy.
there'll be the COVID defense.
Yeah. Maybe
it was
yeah.
Well, no,
COVID.
that's really what's going to be our
well, that's
COVID
already
defense
happening.
team.
You have personal injury attorneys right now that are suing business insurance companies because they consider COVID a disruption of business, and you've lost income because of COVID, and the insurance company isn't paying for that loss, isn't paying for that claim. And you already have business owners right now. You already have attorneys picking up those cases. You can see it on TV. They're advertising, "Hey, has your business, been
Suffered
denied, by
Yeah.
your insurance company for disruption of business and your claim?" And they're already picking that up. So, and some of it's valid. Some of it's valid.
Sure.
This country should be ashamed of itself by the way it put the PPP program together. For those, and I think the country, but even more so the banks, how they distributed the money. That's the problem. The government let the banks decide how the money was going to be distributed. So Wells Fargo, Chase, all these big banks, should be ashamed at the way that they went about that and distributed the money, and most of it did not go to small business. And it was really vague, wasn't it? Small businesses were considered up to what?
Oh, well, how? Well, no.
Was it
How, they
500?
actually changed a lot of how things were structured.
Well, yeah,
right?
after.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? It wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't before. It was like big businesses are considered $50 million a year companies and under. It's like, wait a minute, if you're making $50 million a year, you have some liquidity. If you don't have it, you have some credit. Go to the bank, get a no interest loan, and let the bank handle it that way. Don't take small business owners PPP money away from them because they don't have those same qualifications you do. So, and I'm not a banker. I'm just a business owner. I just own a business, but it seems like that would have been the way to do it. And it wasn't. And it's sad. And the banking system in this country is a joke. The government in this country is a joke. I don't trust either. And unfortunately, insurance.
Oh, they
But-
own this company.
But and
Country.
and the states, do we trust the state? I mean, this state of Florida is an absolute joke. They couldn't even get their unemployment, right? There's still people waiting for unemployment money
yeah.
that have waited months and months for
Okay, I got you one. There's a guy in Florida who is ineligible for his unemployment check because the DMV says he's dead, and he's like, "I'm here."
yeah.
And they said that he died in 2018, and their answer to him was, "Well, you got to talk to, you got to get the death certificate reversed." And he
Yeah.
goes, "How do I get a death certificate? I'm not dead, so how do I?
I don't have a death certificate.
So, so he's being denied benefits.
Well, another lawsuit. I guarantee the state of Florida is gonna rain down on lawsuits for the state of Florida just because you did not take care of people like you said you were going to take care of people. So the people that are still waiting for unemployment benefits, thank God, DeSantis pushed off the eviction again, and I guess he's going to do it again for August all the way through September, because these people would have a place to live, man. They have no income, and
It's frightening.
oh man,
It's crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
It's asinine.
perfect word for it, asinine. How do you spell that?
Yeah, no.
I don't know how to spell it either. I'm damn sure gonna look though when I'm done.
Yeah, there's certain words that I could spell, but then there's certain words that if I don't write it or type it, I couldn't tell
I
you.
might get it tattooed somewhere on
yeah.
my body.
I wouldn't even know if it was.
Yeah, yeah. So,
And why is it always
You
Florida?
could tattoo it on
Oh,
your
dude.
asinine.
Florida? Yeah, ass of mine. You know? Yeah, Florida.
The asinine.
I mean, I've lived in other states. I've visited other states. It just seems like Florida's just ass backwards with everything, man. Just everything they do, especially in government. It's like, well, I mean, some of the decisions they make and some of the things they do, it's like, what?
It seems to be a reactive government versus a proactive government.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. They wait for shit to happen and they react to it instead
And
of
then they
preventing.
say, well,
yeah,
like,
right.
look at the growth that's been projected for 40 years.
Right.
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 What have they done? You know, look at the I-4 project. Right.
Right.
Well, someone will say, oh, that was Obama that funded that. Well, it should have been done.
Right.
Before, and it's frustrating.
Well, here's an example. So, Antifa went into the city of Orlando and got a permit to have a demonstration at Lake Eola. They canceled the fireworks because of COVID and the social distancing issues, but yet they approved a 5,000 person rally at Lake Eola, the same place that they canceled the fireworks. So let me
hold on. I bet you I can beat you on that.
Go
ahead.
How stupid is that?
It's ridiculous.
Buddy Dyer could be probably the dumbest I know. I've met him several times, and he's not very smart. He wears great clothes. I mean, I'll give him that.
He's got great style.
He's got great style. He's got great suits. I mean, I look at his suit sometimes. I'm like, damn, where'd Buddy get that? But as far as brains and as far as actually
Common sense.
demonstrating the ability to run a city, absolutely, he doesn't have it. Same with Marblemouth.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely the same thing. And when we say Marblemouth, we say Demings because he talks. You can't hear a freaking word he's saying. So
he looks like
it's
he's
a
on,
joke.
He
dude.
looks like he's taken like Xanax or something. I
I
think
don't know
he
what
looks like
his
he's
name-
going to
Look,
sleep
a
during
lot
all
of
of his
it.
press conferences.
Yeah. All I know
Well, here,
is
the NFL, with our social distancing, said that the players can play safely, but they're not allowed to exchange jerseys after the
I
game.
saw that. That's
How
Yeah.
can you help me with that one?
these
You
are
can
decision makers that are
Tackle
in charge.
people in the.
But look at Goodell.
Look.
He's your favorite guy.
Yeah, these are decision makers that are in charge of billion-dollar companies. These are decision makers that are in charge of huge governments and huge cities and huge municipalities making these kinds of decisions. It really starts to make you think, I mean, really, what the hell is really driving this, right? Why would they make those decisions? Did somebody like grease their palms? I don't understand how these politicians, business owners make these decisions. I don't think I'm a genius. I think my IQ is probably pretty high. I mean, let's be honest, I am pretty smart. But I mean, even we think about it. Everybody, if you think about it, if you just sit back and think about it, you realize how ignorant. Maybe that's a good word. I like ignorant too.
Well, it just doesn't seem like it's pragmatic.
It's ignorant.
given the-
It's ignorant, but I like ignorant.
yeah.
It's ignorant. Just like what was the word we were talking about earlier?
Asinine.
No, asine's asinine. What was the other word? I don't know. Whatever it is, but
Oh,
that's
caramel.
caramel. Yeah. It is a derelict of duty, and these people should be thrown out of office, and these CEOs and these leaders of companies should be, thrown out of their business for the decisions they make. It
And
is
people
what it
keep
is.
electing.
People keep electing them. People keep and it makes you think in the back of your head, can I even trust my local government? I mean, can I trust my local government? Can I really trust anybody? And then it goes down to the to the police officers. It's like, do I even trust them? It's like it comes to a point to where all of these things happen and you put it in your mind and it's like, well, the police department's part of the local government that makes absolutely no sense and makes these decisions that make no sense. Do I trust any of them? What happened? Or camera. Well, you unplugged that camera and it went dead. So I guess you can plug it back in and then so we can go back live with the other camera. So you talk about frustration. I mean, I'm almost just giving up, man. I'm almost just like I want, if I could have an island somewhere and just go to an island and you might have to turn it back on. You plugged it back in, but you turned it back on. Yeah, you got to press a button. There you go. And it'll come back on here in a second. So now we know we have to keep that plugged in. But during the charging or whatever, that's what wears the battery down. Is when we have it running and it's plugged in and it burns the battery up. So
yeah, that's
while
why I
it's
unplugged
running,
it because it was real hot the other night.
yeah. So we just have to plug that in, I guess. All right, let's move off the subject. I felt a huge rush of depression.
Hey, Theo Epstein's island might be at a discount.
Yeah, Theo Epstein. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, his right hand woman just got arrested.
I know. I saw that. It was a few days ago. She got busted. She got arrested.
Giselle.
Yeah.
Something or other.
Yep. And
or
she
Giselle or whatever.
Yeah, whatever her name is. But she is. She did not kill herself.
Well, not
Yeah.
yet.
Anyway. Yeah. Oh, she said she's coming out and she's gonna open the book.
It's gonna.
She's gonna tell everybody who
It
has
could
COVID.
bring this country down.
Yeah. You think so? The whole country
Um,
with Trump and politicians.
I
and stuff?
believe that there
You can fly?
are the tentacles of that scenario. It's gonna be a profound. She's not gonna make it.
You don't think so?
No.
She'll be gone. She had a heart attack.
Something's gonna
Very
happen.
possible.
Yeah.
Somebody put something in her grits.
Potassium chloride
Yeah.
shot right in between the
Somebody's going
toes.
to inject something in
Right-
her IV line.
Right in her grits.
Potassium chloride, it'll present as a heart attack.
Yeah. So, what's going on with the Supreme Court rule favors for religion? What's going on with the religion thing? In the Supreme
So
Court?
that was this week, probably the biggest thing in the country this week, really, in terms of the Supreme Court. They ruled in favor of religious affiliates and religious schools they supported them in not having in allowing them to opt out of the Obamacare where they had to cover for women's birth control.
Okay.
And that is huge. That's
Well,
huge.
I mean, it's weird how the Catholic religion works, right? I mean, because from what I understand, they've come to a point where it's really gotten it's really went the other way with, with homosexuals and birth control and all those things. The Catholic religion is that, made, kind of like changes in their policy and changes of what's going on.
This Pope has been pretty progressive.
Pretty,
in terms
it's
of
been super progressive.
Pope
Yeah.
Francis is.
But it's not just Catholicism, this
Oh,
is
it's all religion.
It's all religions.
Oh, gotcha.
It's all
Okay.
it's private. Just
Right.
if you're considered a religious affiliate,
Right.
For instance, Advent Health
Right.
is a Seventh-day Adventist
Right.
organization.
Right. Great organization, by the
They
way.
have a school.
Right.
Right. And under that school's policy in the past, they were forced to pay for birth control. Well, if they don't believe in birth control, now they can opt out of having to cover said
Gotcha.
student
Okay.
for that birth control.
Okay.
And this goes back to the argument is, well, who are you to tell? Why can't it be just part of my, insurance? And why, if it's my choice
Right.
to buy for you to cover my
Right.
insurance plan, what if, a Jehovah's Witness, they're against blood transfusions?
Right.
So does that mean that they can cancel your insurance policy if they have an organization and say that you're not allowed to get, we're not going to cover blood transfusions?
Right. What about
And-
abortions? I mean, are abortions covered by insurance?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, so you have Planned Parenthood, right? Which
right.
contraception and abortions, they do fall under the Planned Parenthood. But what is misconstrued is the majority of the Planned Parenthood is really spent and allotted on education and contraception versus it's more of a proactive versus a reactive
Right.
situation, right?
Right.
Like let's educate the kids. Let's tell them about STDs. Let's get out in front of it.
Let's tell them they don't want no baby.
Yeah, and because
Baby on good.
you don't want to do that,
Right. Right.
Unfortunately, the spin and twist on it is that it's about abortions.
Right.
It all goes down to just abortions. Right. So a lot of it is about contraception, and the argument is they're saying that you have college students who are financially compromised. A lot of them are in debt, or and they depend on these programs for their contraception. They say, this could affect 250,000 students.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
Then what's going to
depends
happen?
on how you look at the issue, though, because
Chris is Catholic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
well,
Just
no.
look, all I'm saying is
this
I
is
just
a
said,
secular,
Right.
a secular position. I'm just saying, in any issue, I've never seen it to be fair, where if somebody opposes something, then they're being judgmental and overturned on, their opinion on an issue, and then forced to pay for it,
Right.
even though they disagree with it. But if you flip it around, then all of a sudden, it's
well, let
a
me ask you
horrible
this, and let
decision.
me just throw this twist. So if they don't pay for your contraception and you get pregnant and they're pro-life, could you charge them for your child?
Well, let me ask you this. Can I be honest? So is there a fine line between policy and reality? I mean, do
Yes.
they think that because they're making these policy changes that these kids are going to stop having sex? Is that what they think?
Well, it's not really.
I mean, right? I
Well,
mean,
the
because-
reality is they're not.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, do they think because, hey, look, we have this policy now, we can't give you contraceptives anymore, and the kids go, oh, looks like I can't have sex anymore.
Yeah,
Is that what
that's not happening.
what they think is going to happen? Because that's actually not going to happen, and probably it's going to make it worse. So you have policy and you have reality.
Well, you also have the difficulty. If you take the Catholic Church, where the Vatican is following principles theoretically that are scriptural.
I agree. I mean,
go back 2,000 years and saying, well, society is supposed to live by the precepts of the church,
Right.
Not the church conforming to whatever
okay.
I
agree.
the people
I agree.
decide.
But
now
also
we
the
wanna
church comes out and basically everybody's a sinner, correct? I mean, we do things that we're not supposed to do. Let me ask you a question. Did it stop you from having sex before marriage? Of course it didn't. Does it stop most Catholics from having sex before marriage? Of course not. We're all sinners. Things happen. So again, it's a proactive approach compared to a reactive approach. And so you have policy and look, I mean, you're Catholic. You try your best to abide by your Catholicism. I understand that. But everybody sins. They also have to understand that, we're not perfect. Everybody sins, and it is
sure.
what it is. And, and kids are going to have sex, and they're not waiting for marriage. It just doesn't happen anymore. So it's crazy to think, to go back, it's crazy to think that those, any religion is going to enforce kids not to have sex by taking away contraceptive. It's not going to happen. So, do I have a daughter? I mean, if I had a daughter, would I tell her, hey, look, no sex until, you're married? I mean, wouldn't that be the ultimate thing? I mean, having, you're both virgins and you have sex for the first time. I mean, it would be boring, but I mean, you're both virgins and you have sex for the first time when you're married. You consummate the marriage as virgins, I mean, this isn't 1920 or even let's go back to the 1700s. It's not like it's not like that anymore, man. And
it wasn't like that back then either. You know, I mean, let's be realistic.
well, I mean,
It's
I
just
watched
that there's-
1300s.
I watched Braveheart, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you right. Well, yeah, I mean, but I also watched what's the one that was on HBO, the good one, Game of Thrones. I mean, those people were freaks, dude. I mean,
yeah, I watch Vikings.
yeah. So it's just not reality. You know what I mean? It's not reality. I mean, you're going to sin. Things are going to happen. So let's
and I think that's why a lot of people really like Pope Francis, and I can't obviously speak on his particular position.
Well, let me get him on the phone.
But
Yeah.
I'll just give him
He's
a
on
ring.
speed dial.
He's on speed dial. But
I think he's much more in tune with, like you say, realities
Right.
versus.
well, today's realities. I mean, he
Theological,
understands. Right. He understands that. Look,
principles.
there's homosexuals. There's gays, and these gays and the homosexuals, lesbians, homosexuals, trans, what is it, the LPGA community?
I don't know. There's a lot of initials.
They're all golfers. So,
I saw it the other day, and they keep adding letters.
They shouldn't be banned from the church. If they want to practice religion, they should be able to practice religion, right? If they want to get married, if homosexuals want to get married, then they should get married. I'm not one to say you can't get married because it's none of my business.
Listen,
I don't.
heterosexual people can't stay together.
Yeah,
so
right.
listen,
Exactly.
give somebody else a shot.
Right. Who am I to say that because you're gay you can't get married? You might have a better chance than I did. It's craziness to think that things are going to be back in. I mean, I don't even know.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
just it's bizarre to me. And some may say that it's a small issue, but in some ways it's a large issue.
It is.
Because ultimately lives will be affected. Huge.
The one
huge
thing
lives.
that I don't like is because of my opinions, and that's my opinion. I don't have a relationship with God. That's what they say. Well, you don't have a relationship with God if you believe that. And I'm like, again, you are the type of person that stands out in front of abortion clinics and spits and throws stuff at
blows them
girls.
up.
Yeah, throws stuff at girls. Yeah, throw stuff at girls as they're going in to get an abortion when
Right.
it's really none of your business, because that, even though I don't believe in that, okay, it's her that's going to have to stand in front of God, and they'll work it out. It's none of my business. Who am I to tell a woman what she can do? Who am I to tell a guy what he can do?
Right.
I think that's the problem this country has. They want to start really kind of like getting everybody's business or whatever.
Yeah, 'cause-
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in abortion. I don't. But until I have a say in it, until I impregnate a woman and she comes to me and we have a conversation, that's when it's my business. Until then, it's not. So,
whatever anybody wants to do with their bodies is you can't.
Well, and
you know.
Jesus, one of his most famous sayings was, "Judge not, lest you be judged."
Right. It's kind of like a double standard. So in the Bible, you have all these things that say, "Hey, look, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, and if you do it, you're shamed." I mean, and then in the Bible, you have all these things that say, "Hey, look, we understand that you're probably going to do this, but you can be forgiven for it." So it's like, what is it? Which is it? And then you
It's
have the
both.
religious sector that sticks on that side that says, "Hey, man, you got to stick by the rules," and then you have this side that says, so it is. Religion's tricky. It's a tricky situation, man. And I don't go to church, but I do have a relationship with God. And my relationship with God is nobody's business. I can talk to God whenever I want to talk to God, or Jesus whenever I want. I know he's listening to me, and I don't have to go to church for him to listen to me.
There you
So
go.
I don't have to go to church for him to ask for his forgiveness or ask for his guidance. So it is what it is. That's the relationship I have with him. And I don't feel like I have to go to church to have that relationship, because basically he tells you don't. So it is what it is. So I stay out of people's business when it comes to that. It's
Huge decision this week in the courts.
big
That's
big
huge.
decision, man. I
Huge.
mean, big decision. So man, imagine being in the Supreme Court, man. All those decisions, all those things you have to do.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Chris has actually been in the Supreme Court
yeah,
twice.
I mean, just being in
Does it smell like mahogany?
It was
or leather,
Mahogany and leather.
right?
smells like sweat.
Yeah,
A lot of-
because
a
everybody's
lot of
in
sweaty
the,
tourists walking in and out.
Yeah. So those are sticky issues, and I certainly wouldn't want to be in the middle of that to have to make a decision based on that deal. I
yeah,
mean,
it's,
it takes guts to do something like
Oh,
that.
man.
You know what I mean?
Talk about pressure, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So anything else? Oh, what happened what happened in Miami with this house? Somebody's getting sued in Miami about it.
Yeah, so there's
the party.
the city of Miami is okay. So the club, obviously bars and clubs are closed.
Right.
Okay. So South Beach is taking a hit and nothing's happening.
Right.
And Miami is the party city, right?
Yes.
So this apparent homeowner who has two huge mansions that are side by side in this exclusive neighborhood has been a couple of things. First of all, he's had his house rented for a couple of years on Airbnb. And there's been everything from like rap videos where there's like scantily clad women dancing on the roofs and helicopters flying over and blaring
Right.
music. And since this COVID thing has happened,
They must not be Catholic.
I bet you. Listen, there's a lot of Catholics in there. Trust me.
yeah.
And they could just leave there and go right to church.
Right. Yeah, they leave there, put
Yeah.
on their dress, and they go to church.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wine's
They'll get dressed and
always
go to
been a
church.
big,
Right. Yeah.
right.
So
big hit.
they've been doing these huge parties where like up to 400 people are coming, like bouncers outside parties. You know, basically having a nightclub in a private residence, and the residents have been absolutely fed up.
No,
They've
I mean,
said,
I get it. I understand. I mean, you spend that much in a house, you want some quiet and peace and quiet. You know,
dude, this
you
guy
shouldn't have
is
to
taking
deal
it
with
to
that
a
shit.
different level. He's
Yeah.
like they did a cease and desist, and he ignored it.
Right.
As a matter of fact, he left his property on Airbnb until they took it off of Airbnb. So it's a money grab for him.
Sure.
But the city finally said, "Look, we can't do this, man.
Yeah.
We're not doing
Yeah,
this.
man.
This is
Yeah,
absolutely
there's baby.
this is not happening,
Turning
man."
it into a
Yeah.
neighclub in the middle of
Right.
it.
And they said, like,
Neighborhood.
cars would be neighbor. You know, can you imagine? Okay, first of all, you're not used to seeing this sort of activity,
Right. Then you
right?
see
So
a
the neighbors are
ballet
like, well, the
sign
neighbors
out
are like, man, there's
Right.
well, there's
Right.
there's bouncers outside,
Right.
right? Opening doors,
Parking in Rolls Royces and
there's
stuff.
cars coming up,
Right.
and dropping people off,
Yeah.
right, and then leaving the neighborhood, right. So there's constant traffic, and you're like, it's like basically having a bar in your
a nightclub.
neighborhood. And
Hey,
you're-
listen. It would probably be cool for a little bit because I'd be over and hey,
Yeah,
man,
we'd
what's
go
going
over there a
on? Hey,
little
can
bit,
I
right?
get in?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
let's,
Yeah.
I want to do the white man overbite.
When your Betty Ford
party.
diet was over.
Yeah. And then, but after a while, it would certainly
Yeah,
get
like
old,
when you got a
man.
rehab, you'd be like, "Look, dude, you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah,
can't
it's
be
like-
doing that shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
And
live a
then
healthy life across the street
slept
here,
in
and I
a
got
month.
you going on."
Right. I've been I've been in AA for like 6 months, and you guys keep sucking me back in.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's crazy. I've fallen off the wagon.
yeah.
There's a helicopter
Yeah, there has to be some
flying
rules.
over my house with like
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I get it. So, I mean, you can't do shit like that. Although it's funny. It's a funny story.
yeah.
So it's,
Well, we have another Florida story
oh, what's that?
about the lawyer walking into court this week.
Oh,
my God,
yes.
dude. You know what? I didn't put that picture up, damn it.
It's always Florida.
Yeah. Pull it up on your phone or pull it up on there and just show the camera.
the
dude.
hazmat.
I mean, dude, that was ridiculous, man. Was he serious or was it a joke?
No. So he tried to get a continuance, and he was denied the continuance. All right. So you want to do it on this?
Yeah,
camera?
just shine it up in the camera there. You can get it in a little. Yeah,
Tell me.
yeah, that's good. So this is this is what he wore to court.
So he wore a full hazmat suit.
Full hazmat, and to his defense, so he tried to get a continuance. They said no. The prosecutor in the case was available via video.
Right.
He had a chance to be, available during a video. I guess it was a pretty serious case. I think his client is facing jail time.
Right.
And he wanted to be there for his client.
Right.
So he didn't want to compromise his health. So he got a full hazmat suit. So as he's walking into court, he says in the parking lot, cops roll up beside him and is like, "Hey man, is there something we need to be worried about?"
Right, right.
Like,
Yeah, right.
did we not get the call yet?
Right.
Did you get a call that I didn't get a call?
Right.
And then he was walking in through the security, and all of the security guys were sitting there like having a chuckle, and they're like, "Hey man, don't blame you.
Yeah.
Don't blame you." Which,
Come on, dude. Some
But
people just take this shit
it's
too
Florida.
far, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people just take it a little too far.
But man,
you know,
what publicity for him?
I was just going to say,
Here's a guy.
free attorney advertising.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as bad publicity, right?
You think we could get you to jump off the roof into a Jello pool? That's free attorney advertising.
Lime jello?
Yeah, yeah,
whatever
like
flavor
Jell-O,
whatever flavor
Yeah.
you want?
We could just do something crazy, man, to kind of get some attention to us. So,
We have any
and
girl-
have you
girls in the jello?
Have you set
No.
up and then like download, put the consult app on and say, hey, I need an attorney. Yeah.
I'll be holding it while like these have
Never mind.
scantily
Just
clad
stop.
jello
Yeah.
wrestlers
Right.
beat my ass.
Right. Listen, so let's talk about consult because it's 7:08. So let's talk consult real quick. So let's kind of keep people on an update of what's going on. So we're done. We're done with the website. We're done with, well, not quite. He's got some issues with the website. But we're done with the app. Is done. The iPad version's up on the store now. Everything's updated. It runs absolutely. I was talking to a couple attorneys last night playing with it or whatever, and they're like, dude, this is a game changer. So very excited about it. Our sales begin next week, and then on the 20th, we have a whole nother sales program going as well. we've perfected everything, and we are, we're excited.
I think the best
done a lot
part
of
of that is the one attorney who we know
Yeah.
was, I won't say pessimistic.
Yeah.
He was pessimistic.
Yeah,
was
he was. I
pessimistic,
mean, he
yes.
was. He
But it
was
was
a little
interesting
pessimistic, but it
to-
was interesting to have him live on the video and then him smile and say, "Hey, man,
This is what I wanted.
I like this." Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it was.
Well, that's
it
why
was
you
cool.
like feedback. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, that's the reason. Look, this is where the sales are going to be really, really important. This is the part of the sales that are probably going to be the most important, is being able to show these attorneys the functions and show them how it works. Because once that's done, the sale's easy. I mean, because it basically solves a lot of the issues that they're having now.
Oh yeah.
Everything with the COVID and a lot of other issues. And once they see that, once they see how it functions and the ease of use and all of that, it's an easy sale. The deal is getting in front of the attorney and getting in front of the decision maker and being able to show them
Right.
that. So, but it's sales like any other sales, pharmaceutical sales or whatever else you're doing. You have those challenges, and we're up for the challenge. We think it's going to be great. The marketing that we have done to attorneys has been fantastic. The response we have, through LinkedIn and through the other stuff has been great. So
There's a changing of the guard that's happening.
Yeah,
and this
I mean-
is certainly right on the front
Oh,
end
and
of
it's
all
yeah.
of that.
Well,
It's
I mean,
all,
this is really
all over the legal publications.
Yeah.
I mean, not to jump on the so-called COVID bandwagon, because there have been some negative articles about companies and smaller companies, using COVID as
yeah.
a sales mechanism.
Right.
This app and everything about it was, conceived and developed, way before COVID became an issue.
Right.
It just so happens that the functionality of it is perfect to solve so many problems that
Right.
COVID brought about.
right.
And so
It's crazy how we
you
were
know,
doing this before
it-
COVID even started. I mean,
Exactly.
it's
Well, that disconnect still exists between attorneys and their clients,
Right.
and this is going to help that.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. It
But it also, we've put things in there to allow the attorney to still control their practice the way that they want to.
Sure.
They're
Right.
still in control of how they run their business.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, it's literally, to coin the phrase, got something for everybody.
yeah, that's
It
for sure.
really does. It's the document center, the calendars, the notes, the task lists, all of those features, are
the push.
yeah,
just
they're
everything.
They're
Everything we've done is for attorneys.
they're
it's-
mutually beneficial to both the attorneys and the client.
And the client, yeah.
Yeah. So, so good things ahead. It's getting more and more exciting. A lot of things, it's exhausting. Obviously, I'm tired. But it's.
Well, when you're here
Man,
till
it's
3, it kind of
exciting,
wears
dude.
on you.
Oh my god, dude! I mean, I've literally. I mean, I'll come in for a full day, and then I'll go get some exercise, grab some food, and then I'll end up back in here because I feel like I've forgotten to do something, and I'll end up working until 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm like, Jesus, I mean, am I going to get any sleep? And that's one of the reasons I think I got sick, and I couldn't.
Oh yeah,
you know.
that'll do it. Well, we were talking about stress the other day,
Yeah.
It'll get you.
Yeah.
and
So
then,
yeah.
landlord issues on top of it.
yeah. Oh, jeez, man, this lady's a whack job.
All right.
All right, listen. So what is so your show? So the What Matters Most show?
Yes,
Is that what it's called? What Matters Most?
what really matters?
What really matters?
What really matters? Okay. When is that? That's starting Monday.
Starting Monday,
So
and we're
Monday
gonna do
night?
it Mondays and Wednesdays.
No, just Monday.
You
Just
do it
Mondays.
This Wednesdays and Fridays.
Yeah, this is Wednesdays
Okay,
and
this is
Fridays. So your
Wednesdays,
show's going
okay.
to be Mondays. Yeah.
Mondays
Um,
on YouTube.
yeah, on YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. We actually we'll just post it on the Consult.
Yes.
As well, live, and we'll
Yes.
go live with it. All right, cool. So you two are doing that, correct? You
Yeah.
guys will be there. I
And
won't
we
be there.
were, I won't say toying, but we were experimenting with different means of producing it.
Right.
And initially, I was going to it was more of a monologue, but it kind of started sounding like a monologue,
Right.
and So we've developed more of a question answer type of a format,
Right.
but it also includes a number of things. Everything
Strippers?
from
Not yet.
yeah. They'll be here.
Yeah.
But it's really, I think, going to come out really well.
Good. All right. Cool. I'm looking forward to it.
It better.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So let's get the hell out of here. What do you think? It's been a long day for everybody. Let's get out of here. We've put. Yeah, it's time for a drink. Maybe get a cocktail somewhere. So happy hour. Is it happy hour?
No,
It's past happy hour.
it was when we started.
Yeah, maybe we need to start doing the show like at
4:30?
4:30. Yeah, and just knock it out.
Our
so we
Friday
can-
show is going to be at 11,
Yeah,
11
so
to 12.
so we can hit happy hour. All right. So good. So what matters most? Is that what it is?
Monday.
What
Monday.
really matters.
What really matters? Okay, we need to put that up there because I'm obviously not getting it. So what really matters will be Monday, 7 o'clock.
Well, in
Same time?
fairness, though, there was
We did switch it, yeah.
debate over whether to call it what
Right.
really matters or what matters most.
Right. So I like what really matters. I mean, that's
Yeah.
good. So Monday, 7 o'clock, same time, or are you going to go earlier? 6, 7?
Yeah.
We'll announce it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But our show is still going to be at 7 Wednesdays, Fridays, 7 o'clock. We might add another show, like special shows or whatever we want to
Right.
add. Also, we're going to do some video stuff, video production and stuff like that. When Google launches, we're going to have a Google party, like a launch party, and we're going to do some cool stuff with the Tampa Bay Bucks cheerleaders. I made the call. They said, absolutely, we'll be there.
Yeah. Tom
So-
Brady's coming in.
Yeah, Tom Brady's
Tom
coming
Brady,
in.
Gronk will be here.
Yeah, Gronk
Yeah.
will be here.
Yeah. He's going
Jesus
to
Christ, man.
smash a watermelon in
Yeah.
the studio.
So we'll be doing some other stuff, putting it up live, and kind of give people some insight on the inside of Consult the development studio and what goes on in here. So we're going to do some cool stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we will see you. What matters most, or what really matters,
What really matters.
whatever the show's called, it's going to be Monday
Hey,
night.
we're
It's
going to
gonna
tell
be
him,
Monday
listen,
night.
let's
Yeah.
tell him it's what matters most,
Yeah.
and then he'll call it what really matters.
Well, we'll tattoo it next to asinine.
yeah, tattoo it next to asinine. So what really matters will be Monday, and then we'll see you again Wednesday. I'll see you again Wednesday. I won't see you on the Matters show, and then I'll see you Friday next week. And so have a good night. Listen, safe weekend. It looks like it's storming out. It's nasty outside.
Florida.
so-
Again,
yeah.
yeah.
We have 100 days of the most oppressive weather in this
It's horrible, dude.
godforsaken
And they
state,
say the
so-
hurricane season's going to be so on top of
Oh, yeah.
COVID.
Oh, yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
deal with
Hurricanes.
So it's absolutely crazy. It makes me
Yeah.
want to move to Chicago
It's the
with
apocalypse.
COVID. I mean,
Oh, just-
I almost want to go to Chicago and get COVID. It would almost be more relaxed. I can't get it anymore, though, can I?
No.
Maybe can I have the antibodies taken out of my body
Yeah.
and then get it again?
Sure.
Okay, well that's what I'm going to do. I'm fed up with Florida. Just
Get
the
some chemo.
asinine stuff that they're doing here in Florida. It's absolutely crazy, and the asinine weather. So we'll see you. I'll see you Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Chris and Nick will see you Monday.
Lunas.
All right. So be safe. Crazy weekend, storms all weekend. So be safe. Drive safe.
We just call it summertime.
Yeah, it's summertime here in Florida. So take care, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. And
college
we'll see
football is starting up
Right.
again this weekend.
When is it? This
And-
weekend?
Yeah, they're breaking camp, I think, for practices on Sunday, and then the first game will be
In 6
6
weeks.
weeks out.
Wow.
But now that, we can talk
All
on
right.
the next show.
We're out.
Yeah, we're out. Hey,
Yeah.
everybody say good night.
Good night.
All right.
Good
night,
night.
everybody.